Hey, what's up everybody? This is Osaberg501 and today I want to go over what I think is a glitch that's allowing Strand hunters to get their supers incredibly quickly. And even the hunter's Strand super is also glitched because it's doing a lot more damage than it's supposed to. You're able to easily do over 1 million damage from one hunter Strand super only on single target. And it's also so glitched that if you're doing an activity that's going to be able to show you the damage at the end, it's only going to show you half of the damage you actually did. So it seems like the Hunter Strand subclass is the most broken one of Lightfall. Now the main interaction we're looking at today is using the grapple hook on your hunter. Now while grappling on your hunter and shortly after, it turns your melee into an AoE attack and causes your melee to unravel targets. And this is just your normal melee, so you don't even need your melee to be off cooldown for this to actually work. So it causes your melee to be pretty strong and deal AoE damage, but where the glitch comes in is that if you kill anything with this melee attack, it's considering that melee kill to be a grenade kill and a melee kill. And with the new armor mods, you can double dip on this and just gain ridiculous super energy off singular kills. And we're going to go over the basics of how you get this to work, but I am very curious to see what type of builds people are going to end up creating around this, especially what exotic armor piece they're going to end up using, because I do think as long as this is in the game, somebody is going to figure out some ridiculous build with this. So there's a few main things you're going to need for this. You're going to be using the grapple Strand grenade. That's the main ability everything's going to be used off of. You're going to need the Widow's Silk aspect. Now you only have two aspects, so you might as well just use both of them. But this gives you an additional grenade charge, which is your grapple, and your grapple creates a grapple tangle at your grapple point. Now if you don't know how this works, if you grapple to a grapple tangle, so those little balls that stay up in the air that are only used for grappling, or a normal tangle, the balls you can pick up and throw, if you grapple to either of those, you get your entire grapple cooldown back. So it doesn't actually use anything when you grapple to those specific things. And then you don't really need any fragments for just the base version of this interaction to work, but Thread of Generation that gives you grenade energy back when dealing damage does help, because it does get a little bit clunky to constantly try to be using tangles for your grapple to then hit melees off of using it in that way. So giving you some extra wiggle room to generate your grapple quicker is going to be helpful and just make this interaction feel a bit more smooth to use. Now the other main thing you're going to need for this interaction to work is on your helmet, you're going to want to both be using a hands-on mod, which gives you bonus super energy on melee kills, and also ashes to assets that gives you bonus super energy on grenade kills. Like I mentioned, this glitch interaction double dips and considers these kills both a melee and a grenade kill. And on the seasonal artifact, you can actually reduce the cost of all grenade mods. So in your helm, you can have 2 ashes to assets and 1 hands-on mod. And this is where you're going to be generating a lot of your super energy. Now, as a secondary thing, on your gauntlets, you're also going to want heavy hand, which your powered melee final blows create orbs of power, and firepower, your grenade final blows create orbs of power as well. So every single time you grapple and get a kill with the melee attack from the grapple, it's also going to generate you 2 orbs of power, which is obviously pretty ridiculous. And those are the main things you need for the base version of this interaction to work. You can also use stuff like on leg armor. You can use recuperation, which replenishes some health every time you pick up an orb of power. You're generating 2 orbs of power on every single kill. And since you're in melee range, you're probably going to at least pick one of these up almost instantly. So you can also use that. You could use absolution on leg armor as well. That reduces all ability cooldowns when picking up an orb of power. And there's a ton of other mods that can synergize with this, but I just wanted to go over kind of the base version of this interaction. Maybe I'll do a full build using this somewhere down the road. So once you have all that, all you're going to do when you're in combat is you're going to grapple, use your melee on targets. And once you use your first grapple, you're going to want to keep either grappling back to that grapple point, so that green orb that's floating, or anytime you generate an unravel orb, so the other orbs that you're able to throw, you can also grapple to those, and that's also going to reset the cooldown of of your grapple, because grapple is a long cooldown, so you want to keep getting those resets by grappling to those different green orbs. And all you're going to do is use your normal melee attack when doing this. It'll actually change the icon on your melee ability so you know when you're able to use it, but also make sure you're just using your normal melee ability cooldown. It's C as a baseline on PC, because if you use an empowered melee keybind like I have, so it guarantees you always use your empowered melee first, it will for whatever reason use your actual normal melee. So on Hunter, you're throwing that ranged melee. It will use that if you're using a keybind to always use your empowered melee. Just use your basic melee keybind. And that's legitimately all you're going to have to do for this glitch. You'll see every single kill you get, even if it's just one kill, you're going to be getting a big chunk of your super back, and you're going to generate 2 orbs of power every single kill, which is just going to give you more of your super back. And then on top of that, if you can find more tightly clumped up groups of enemies, your melee now does some AoE damage. If you can get smaller enemies that are clumped up, you can kill multiple at a time. You're just going to be getting big chunks of your super back on every single melee. But that's pretty much all I wanted to go over for this Hunter Strand glitch. I suspect this is probably something that's either going to be completely removed, the interaction of grapple being a grenade and melee on kill. That'll either be removed, or this will just be nerfed in some way. It's probably not going to stay this way forever. It's incredibly strong. You can get back what's currently the strongest super in the game ridiculously quickly. And like I mentioned, this super is doing ridiculous damage. You can shred pretty much any boss with this thing right now. So subscribe if you want to see more Destiny 2 or other FPS videos. Leave a like if you liked the video. Leave a comment down below what you guys think about this double dipping interaction. And thanks for watching.